Hey, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Josh from Phantogram.
And you're watching Toasted.
Guys, welcome to Amsterdam.
Thanks for having us.
It was 2 years ago, right? The last time you were here?
Yes, 2 years ago.
You played in the relatively small club, the Bittersuit. And now you're in the infamous Paradiso club.
Yeah, we actually played here. Our first show
ago.
in Amsterdam was here in the same room. So it's good to be back.
When was that?
That was when Eyelid Movies just came out, our first record.
Yeah,
2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, new album out? Fantastic record, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's
Thanks.
been out in the States for a while, right?
Yeah, it came out February 18th in the States.
How's it doing?
It's doing
Great.
really well, yeah.
Yeah.
Things are going great. We're starting to catch up in Europe and just trying to build up as much as we can and just tour. It's really what we're doing.
There's this, well, there's a phenomenon going on of cool bands that don't rely on mainstream media anymore to get across to the people, and I think you guys are a really good example for it. I mean, you don't rush things, you take your time, you stick to your roots, yet you have 7 million plays on Spotify for one song alone.
Oh wow, I didn't know that, and so
Yeah.
that's great. That's great to hear. I think that what we're doing is, touching people on some kind of level that I can't really explain other than, I'm just really happy that we're making music that we like, and the fact that other people like it is very flattering and
Yeah, we're happy. It's great.
I can imagine it must be luxury to work the way you guys do, because you own your own studio, right?
No,
we don't really
actually.
own our own studio. We have a lot of studio equipment, and we have kind of home studio stuff, but we don't own a professional studio. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yep, you answered the question.
So where are you guys based now?
We're based in Brooklyn, New York right now, but we pretty much live in a bus at the moment. We don't really live anywhere.
You guys have been living in a bus since 2009 probably, right? Because the tour was pretty non-stop.
Yeah, we've been on tour since about 2000. Yeah, 2009 was our first European tour, right? Or was it 2011? I don't know, but we've been on tour for a long time. And right now we've been on tour since our record came out, or for about 3 months. And we're going to be touring the rest of the year and probably at least another half of next year.
Are you guys actually looking forward to it? Because, I mean, you guys been working intensely together for so many years now. I mean, you guys know each other from high school, right?
Yeah, we grew up together. So we've been good friends for 17 years now.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And we're best friends, so it's wonderful to share this whole whirlwind of an experience with someone that someone that you admire, and also just to be able to tour around the world is a wonderful thing. So
But I mean, being friends for so long, that's an ultra rare thing. Like, normal people club each other's brains in after 2 weeks in a bus, living on each other's lip, and you guys have been along for what?
We get in our arguments, of course, but
No, we don't.
we don't get sick of each other. We got to work together because we know how tough it is to tour, and to travel a lot is a lot of it takes a lot out of you. So we need to depend on one another to keep each other sane, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I saw your picture on Instagram where you stuffed your mouth with a massive crepe in France yesterday. That made me think. Do you guys know this band called C2C? They're from France.
No.
No, I've never heard of them.
Well, maybe check them out, because when I first listened to your music, it reminded me a lot of them. They're 4 DJs. And they do turntablism, and it's all they do live. They sample everything live, and they create their own sound live. And it's very much question and answer music. That's what I call it. So I thought maybe it was an influence, but apparently not at all.
No, we've never heard of them, but I'll check them out. Is it sea to
Yeah.
sea, like sea to shining sea, or like ocean to ocean?
And then C.
Oh, like the letter C?
Yeah.
Okay.
C2C.
Yeah.
I'll check
Okay.
them out.
Hey, an amazing album. What I loved about the album was it introduced me to a lot of new music that I forgot about actually, and also, of course, your style is unique. I mean, the way you guys work, samples, your singing, and your singing as well. Your singing reminded me of Peter Gabriel, dare I say.
Yeah, I've gotten that before. I don't really know much Peter Gabriel stuff, but it makes me want to check out Peter Gabriel. I've also gotten Phil Collins, so I guess Genesis in general is a band that I really need to check out. And
Maybe don't.
my first, yeah, or maybe not,
Oh,
but
yeah.
my first instrument is the drums. So, I mean, I guess me and Phil Collins got that going on, and
Oh yeah.
you know.
Special actually, because I thought your first instrument would be the guitar, because you have an amazing guitar sound.
Well, thank you. No, my first instrument is the drums, and I taught myself how to play the drums and guitar and some piano and production and stuff like that. But it's, yeah.
And your first instrument is?
The saxophone,
Are you kidding
like David Bowie. Yep. Yeah, I started playing saxophone when I was 11 until I was maybe like 14, and then the piano as well.
Hey, of course, you play organ or piano or samples live? Is that what I see? Because I mean, there are many instruments you can play, of course.
Yeah, we do. I play keyboard live. Josh plays guitar live. We have two other players with us now. When we first started touring, it was just the two of us, so we had to kind of finagle how to sample or trigger samples and how to make it all work between the two of us. So it was a lot more complicated. This time around, we're able to move around and play different instruments if we want to. So it's a lot of fun having four of us on stage.
Hey, what a fantastic record, and incredibly dark lyrics.
Oh yeah, they're pretty dark. I think they're all of our lyrics from Eyelid Movies and Nightlife and Voices are pretty dark. I think we think along the lines of more sadness than happy lyrics when we're thinking of songs. So
Why is that? Is that because of things you experienced, or is it because you like the atmosphere? Or?
I just think it's where we tend to gravitate when we're writing. It's just kind of a cathartic experience to write, and a lot of our songs are about personal things or just observations about the world around us, and they're very simple, basic human things, subject matter about existence in general. And I guess it gets kind of dark, but I describe it as more like a dark tunnel with a light at the end of the tunnel. There's elements of hope within our music and lyrics as well.
Well, the contrast between I think your music is pretty much uplifting and powerful and happy even, and then the lyrics and the imagery you guys have is such a sharp contrast that it hits you like a sledgehammer on your skull, basically.
I think experimenting with that dichotomy, we really, lyrically and sonically, we've always been intrigued with, juxtaposition of dark and light and electronic versus organic. And so everything we do is very calculated and purposeful, lyric-wise and sonically.
And also video-wise, probably, because the video for Blackout Days, what a killer video.
oh, thanks. Yeah, we're happy with it. Yeah, there's some pretty crazy, surreal.
Drowning people in milk.
Yeah, whatever you can find, really.
That's not child-proof, right? I mean,
No, we weren't really going for that. I think we were going for a little bit more of a abstract kind of story.
Hey, you guys also worked with an artist whose name I forgot, Josh maybe. He did the video for or he did.
Josh Davis.
Yeah, he worked with you guys on the gig you did for Napster on South by Southwest. Amazing stuff.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we're
really
a big fan.
cool.
We're a big fan of his work. His projections on humans or whatever he's projecting on is really fascinating to us. We've always been a fan of just projections in general and images and colors and shapes and light and dark. So it was kind of a perfect fit.
What was that gig actually on South by Southwest? It was the new Napster project or a Napster project or.
It was something for the new Napster launch or something. Really, we were asked to do it, and it was because we work with Josh Davis is why we decided to do it. And it was just more of an interactive experience for a very small audience.
It looks really good.
Yeah, thank you. It was it's really cool stuff that he does.
A couple of things about your album. Like most bands have like the lifetime to write their first album, and then they have like 2 weeks to write their second album. It took you guys like from 2009 to 5 years to write this album. Then you had 2 EPs between that. Yeah. I think it's really wise to take your time and write an album because apparently it pays off massively.
Well, we released Nightlife as a short album. Which is, I guess, the same thing as an EP, but to us, EPs are just as important. I don't know, we're always fascinated by like just releasing some music for your fans, and we ended up touring on that EP for a year, and then we toured on Eyelid Movies for a couple years, and people just kept learning more and more about us, so we just had to keep playing shows, and it was built organically, and I think that's why it took us so long, because we're at this place now where we're releasing Voices, and we already have this like solid fan base that already knows all of our music. So it didn't take it's actually been done for a year now. It's been mastered for a year. It's been written. We wrote it 2 years ago. So we had to wait, just because of the reasoning for strategy or whatever the hell.
They do. Like when you put out a record on a label, it takes a while for them to put it out, just because they have other people on their roster that they have to release and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that slowed down putting out the album, but it definitely. As Sarah was saying, it's just like we were constantly busy. So whether like we're touring so much, we're writing a lot on the road. So the album is a mix of like writing on the road and all kinds of old ideas and new ideas and things like that. So it just like took. It's weird that it's 5 years after our first release, but it doesn't feel like it because we've been so busy,
So that means if you've been waiting for 2 years to release this record, you probably have another record already written and done, right?
We probably have about 5 records written and done. We have a lot of material that we've worked on. So,
do you realize that you write some really strong tunes together? I think Fall in Love is potentially a massive hit. It is a hit, of course, because 8 million views or 8 million plays on Spotify. That's mind-blowing, actually.
Yeah, well, we're experimenting, and the way we describe our music is experimental pop, because we're trying to connect to a broad fan base, but at the same time we're just trying to figure out different ways of thinking fresh and coming up with new sounds and stuff. I think "Fall in Love" is a good example of it, as well as a lot of the other songs all of the songs on Voices. But yeah, we're just happy people like it. It's great.
Of course, a song that stood out immediately is a song about Bill Murray. And then it's about loneliness.
Yeah, we ended up naming that song Bill Murray because when we were, really in a nutshell, when we had the list of the names of our songs in demo form, and that one we always called Bill Murray. And so, well, because like because we're so visual in our writing process, we kept picturing like Bill Murray and Rushmore, like when he's sitting at the bottom of the swimming pool and in his like Budweiser trunks, and he's really, I don't know, kind of melancholy scene in the movie, and so we called it Bill Murray. And then when we were titling the tracks for the album, we were like, well, why don't we just keep it Bill Murray? Like, it's kind of an interesting name for the song. So
The strange thing is that his name indeed is very cinematic. I mean, if you see it, you hear it, it's very picturesque.
Yeah, it's funny how, I mean, I don't know, I never would have thought we'd name a song Bill Murray, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did he know? Does he know about it actually? Did you get a comment at all? Or?
I don't know if he knows. We hope that when we make the video for it, he'll join us and be in it.
Give him a call.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Hey, other stuff. You guys already work with Big Boy from Outkast, and then I saw on Twitter that there's another project too. Is that true?
Yeah, we're gonna work on an EP with him. Gonna release some songs. Probably start working on that via email. He's pretty busy right now with the whole Outkast tour, and we're pretty busy with tour as well. But we plan on it. We really want it to make it happen.
Hey, back to the music. A couple of samples that I loved was the Childish sample.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear that for like maybe 30 years. Where did you get it? Who got it, and where did you get it?
I mean, I got it off a Childish record, really. I listen to a lot of old soul music, and I believe I sampled Childish on the song Bill Murray. And I mean, I'm not going to get too into how I sample and what exactly I do, but when we're working on music, and even when we're listening to music, we listen to a lot of music that doesn't sound anything like us. You know, we like a lot of old Motown, a lot of old French music from the 60s, weird spaced out jazz like Sun Ra and stuff like that, and psych rock like Dungan and Can, and
No way, you like
and yeah, I love that band. You know, so the product of what we end up making is very influenced by stuff like that, only it doesn't sound anything like it, because we often sample or just like hear just tiny little snippets or textures from things that we like and somehow incorporate that within our sound. You know?
I've had talks with musicians about this before. Is that a lot of people say, well, you know, the good times from sampling ended after Paul's Boutique, when the Beastie Boys and the Dust Brothers could just take anything they wanted and make this fantastic album. On the other hand, when I listen to your music, I mean, you guys use samples, and I couldn't even tell they were samples, yet the music is so organic. I mean, probably you can still make fantastic records using samples, right?
Yeah, I mean, Josh can explain a little bit more, but I think now it's not as easy to get away with, you know, clearing samples. But if you can, and if the artist is obscure enough, possibly there's ways to go around it. I mean, we think it's really important in our sound because it's so unique. And I don't know if you want to explain more.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like it's more of the legal issues behind sampling that makes it a pain in the ass. But sampling is a big part of what we do, and it's about how we do it, and it's in a tasteful way, and the way that we manipulate it, and it's about mixing it with the organic sounds, and I mean, I really like the art of sampling in general, whether it's dance music or hip hop music or Phantogram or, you know, Avalanche, or the Avalanches, I think they're called, or, you know, any kind of sample-based music is really interesting to me because you're taking the essence of something that was already made and recontextualizing it like a collage, and creating something new. I just think there's something very magical about it, you know.
Yeah, you almost get a piece of the history of that song and putting it into something new. Just it is magical feeling.
And also, when I listen to music, it made me want to look into where you got your samples from, or where did you got your inspiration from. Finding new bands like the Childish that I didn't hear for like 25 years, and then you put on the music again, you go like, wow, yeah, indeed, you know. I mean, it's nothing like your band, but yet it's really interesting to see what your influences are. So. Anyway, another band that I never heard of, and I found on one of your websites or Instagram or whatever, a teen with an amazing video. Where did you guys find that?
Our managers sent us a link of their stuff, and we checked them out and asked them to come on tour with us.
Amazing band.
Yeah, they're cool.
American as well?
Yeah, they're from Brooklyn.
That video is awesome, really.
Yeah, it's real psychedelic. I thought it was trippy.
Hey, a couple of things that I liked. You have like a Terminal 5 gig in June, and you ask people to send in artwork for contest, right? Can you still apply, and how does it work? I just saw one thing. Somebody made a ball of paper with all your songs on it. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, anybody can apply. It's not too late, and just keep them coming in because we love seeing, you know, new artwork from fans or anybody. But hopefully, if you are going to apply, do it soon because our show's coming up pretty soon. We need a poster for it.
Another thing, you ask people to do remixes for "Fall in Love." Can they also still apply?
Yes, they can. We just started listening to some of the remixes, and they're very interesting, ranging from super experimental to hip-hop remixes to like house or dancey kind of stuff. But we're just starting to listen to them, and so submit to that too.
Awesome. One thing that I can't help but mentioning, and it's really has nothing to do with your music whatsoever, your Instagram thing on your mom. My mom is so fucking hot. Happy Mother's Day, you sexy beast. MILF.
Yeah, that's.
She is pretty hot.
That pretty much explains it, doesn't it? I mean, look at the picture. Hot moms.
She's still available?
She is available. She is very available.
Can people still apply to your mom as well?
Yes. Just email me at milf.com.
Hey, I mentioned it because, I mean, I've been delving through both your accounts, and it's really funny to see all the pictures, and especially you upload a lot. It's almost like being on tour with you guys. I mean, meeting famous or not so famous or legendary people. It makes it really close. I mean, you use it really well. All the social media.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we love sharing what we're doing, and it's exciting. Experience that we get to be on, and I know.
Is it also important for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's nice to document, and me in general, I love photography, so it's always a good excuse to have to take a picture and share it with somebody because people want to see it. I love following bands on Instagram just to see what they're up to. It's fun.
So more touring coming up for you guys. I saw you play Lollapalooza. Will you guys be back in Europe and do some more festivals here?
Yeah, we're doing some, but we're not allowed to announce yet.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I have no idea why.
So you will be back in Europe and do some more festivals. Yeah. Amazing. Where do you see this going? I mean, you guys grew from 5 to 50 to 500 to 5,000 people a night. I mean, there's probably no limits to where you can grow.
That's the goal, is to not have a limit and to just keep making limitless sounding music and just grow and have fun and always like remember how blessed we are to live the lives that we get to live, and that's what all we want to do is just do what we're doing, keep on making music, and it's what keeps us going. It's our passion.
Well, please keep on going because your music is lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.